The Joe Rogan Experience.
Have you ever considered something alternative to air-inflated tires? Have you seen some of these alternatives that have essentially spaces in between the upper wall and the wheel? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, we haven't found a tire that because you got to worry about road noise. You got to take out potholes and bumps. You got to have good grip, but you also want to have low rolling resistance so that you get good range. Those are a lot of things to try to put into one tire. Then if you also say, and it can't have air, it's like, this is hard. But
I'm talking to a guy who's putting people on Mars. You can't figure out an airless tire?
It's an incremental constraint. I'm not saying there won't be such a thing. I think there will be, to be precise.
Because it seems like we've just gotten way too comfortable with this idea that tires blow out and you get flats. It's very annoying.
Flats are annoying.
Yeah, very annoying.
Yeah. Non-sport tires, by the way, are much less likely to have flats because
they have more bounce.
They go, let's say you hit at the edge of a pothole. Mm-hmm. If you got more rubber wool, you got a longer way to go before you pinch the tire. So, sport tires tend to have more flats, especially in LA potholes. That's the worst.
Yeah. Well,
there was one particular pothole on Sunset Boulevard. They would just take out so many Model S, like a boom, boom, both sides of the car.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Steven Spielberg was actually once. It's like, hey, Steven Spielberg is like, two tires went. I was like, God damn it, I know that pothole.
I feel like you could pay to fix that.
I mean,
fix that pothole.
It seems like that's actually, it would be like, man, there sure are a lot of taxes in California for roads this bad.
Yeah. The place is a mess.
Yeah.
So ultimately, one day that's a possibility of having some sort of an airless tire. Because I've seen prototypes. I've never seen one on an actual car in physical, in real life.
Yeah, I think the technology's gradually getting there. And I think for something like a robo-taxi where you want to have the tires last for a long time and not go flat, it's going to make a lot of sense.
Yeah. But other than that, essentially most of what we saw in the demo is the same. It's still going to have... Now, there was the issue with the glass when it accidentally shattered. How annoying was that?
That was shocking. I mean, we literally spent hours beforehand with lots of people throwing steel balls at the window.
Right.
I mean, we must have thrown at least a dozen people must have thrown steel balls
at the same window, though.
Yeah, same damn window.
Isn't that the problem?
Yeah, it turns out that might be the problem. If you keep throwing steel balls, eventually it's going to break. and I did ask Franz to really wind up and give it all. Ooh. And I should have take it easy.
Yeah. Give me a
you don't
fake
need to
wind up.
Yeah, we don't need the fastball. But I did ask for the fastball, and we're like, okay, let's go for the slightly slower ball.
Do you think it was because you guys were hitting the sidewall with a sledgehammer first?
Yeah, that could be. We were trying to figure out how the hell this thing break because, I mean, we were just bouncing steel balls off it all day.
Right.
And we think possibly what might have happened there was that hitting it with a sledgehammer might have cracked the base of it, and once you crack the base of it, it loses all its strength.
Right.
And then it was just have a hairline fracture, and then you hit it anywhere, it's going to shatter.
Did you recreate that?
We didn't. It's also hard with test glass, like with when you actually do production glass, it's much more robust than demo glass, because production glass demo glass you just can't make. You have to have massive tools and ovens and everything to make the production glass. It's like, and if you don't, that takes a while to do. So the production glass is always better than demo glass. Nonetheless, it should have worked. And it was probably because we whacked it with a sledgehammer and then threw the steel ball at it. but it will be bulletproof to a handgun.
Now, why did you decide to do all that? Make it bulletproof and make it like you could hit it with a sledgehammer. Like, what was the motivation to make it different than just like a Model S?
I mean, I think it's like what's cool about a truck? Trucks are tough, and like, okay, what's tougher than a truck? A tank. What about a tank from the future? Okay, now you have a tank from the future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bulletproof.
Yeah.
And how's that compared to it's way tougher than a regular truck.
Look, it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
That's an armored personnel character from the
bulletproof.
future. That shit's being like a Halo with a rocket launcher in the back.
Have you thought about doing something like that?
Somebody's going to do it for sure.
For military use? Yeah. Seems like it.
I mean, I don't know. That sounds like it'd be fun. I mean, you should like, cruising around the field and like lobbing, shooting rockets.
Now, is there ever a possibility that these things are going to be solar powered? Is that someday? Is the solar technology going to get to a point where
it's kind of a surface area issue? So, I mean, I think we could possibly put the cover of the truck bed, put some solar cells in that. So if you just leave it out in the sun, probably bring, recharges a few miles a day type of thing.
Oh, it would only be a few miles.
Yeah.
But what about one day? Is it possible that technology could evolve to the point where they could extract more? No, really?
No, it's so there's about 1 kilowatt per square meter of solar energy, and then you're going to get probably 25% efficiency. So you got 200 watts a square meter, and then that's assuming that you're normal to the sun. So like you're at right angles, basically, like are you facing the sun or not? So when you add all those things up, you say how many square meters can you really get, and then how many watt hours per mile. So it's basically, if you could do 10 miles a day, you'd be lucky.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's not going to change?
No.
Catch new episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience for free only on Spotify. Watch back catalog JRE videos on Spotify, including clips. Easily, seamlessly switch between video and audio experience. On Spotify, you can listen to the JRE in the background while using other apps and can download episodes to save on data cost, all for free. Spotify is absolutely free. You don't have to have a premium account to watch new JRE episodes. You just need to search for the JRE on your Spotify app. Go to Spotify now to get this full episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.